it's like I was talking to a friend of mine's husband the other day, and he leans a little bit more conservative. He considers himself like an independent. And he made a comment like, well, because I was like, I don't know, we were talking about taxes, and I'm like, oh, I got to do mine.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, taxes, blah, 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 like complaining. And I was like, honestly, I don't mind paying my taxes because I was like, even though I don't have kids, I recognize we need an educated society. I like having like roads and healthcare for elderly and
Yeah.
like all these things are that come out of our taxes. And he's like, yeah, but the corruption. I'm like, who the fuck among us is like, yeah, I want my tax dollars to go to corruption? Like nobody. He made it sound like it was like a liberal or like a democratic thing, the way he said it. And to
Yeah.
be fair, he didn't literally say it, but I was like, literally not one person wants their dollar to go to corruption. Of
Right.
course not. But that's a part of the system, unfortunately.
It is.
I could break it up. Like if we took the
And that
money.
is one of the issues right there is we are gonna have corruption. And even the people that are like so adamantly opposed to corruption are full of shit because they do illegal things. They speed, they go through stop signs, they cross the line. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I even am fully aware that I make mistakes. So, do I want that to happen? No. You're right. I don't want it to happen. But it's one of those throwing out the baby with the bathwater scenarios, right? So, what are you saying? You don't want to pay for public education because maybe there's one guy in the school system that is embezzling money. Well, there's a guy at Microsoft that's embezzling money or has embezzled money. It happens. We
It
we
totally
we
happened.
try and catch it and we try and eliminate it. But I'm
Yep.
not going to stop paying my taxes because
No.
and I know this is not a popular, but I also like the fire department showing up when I have a fire.
Yeah.
And I like the police department showing up when someone's shooting bullets in
Yeah.
my
And
in my
that's
apartment.
that's the part that's so mind-blowing to me. It's like people were like back the blue and fire the FDNY and blah blah. And it's like, where do you think the fucking money comes from for them to get raises and get their health care and have time off and like actually get a fire truck and make sure all of those come from taxpayer dollars?
Yeah.
Like that is just how the system works because it's like you should not get a fire truck sent to your house because you're poor.
Yeah. Which is those are the people that are going to suffer first. But again, we are so self-focused, and when I say we, I mean humans, right? And I'm including myself in this. I'm like, I honestly catch myself, and this is something that I practice and I still do it. I have to like mentally catch myself focusing on myself and realizing, oh wait, there's other people in line here or whatever. So even someone like me who actually is kind of aware of it and tries to pay attention, I fuck it up every day, right? So
Yeah, that's part of
let
surviving. That's part of it's a survival.
yeah. So let's not like we need to switch gears on that, right? And it's interesting. So I saw another documentary. Got this my documentary. You know me, you like podcasts, I like documentaries. It's all the same. And it was 40 minutes long. It was less than an hour. So I was a little disappointed. Like in the end, I was like, oh, but it was about a woman in Alabama who killed a man through the stand your ground rule, right? Like that's what she was using as her defense. And my first reaction was throw her in jail, which shocked me. Like that's what, and then I started to evaluate why did I feel this way, and I know why I felt this way, and I'm almost too embarrassed to list it here, but I might do it anyway. She was an uneducated drug addict white trash woman.
Oh my God.
At least that was my initial reaction to her.
Yeah, that was your initial thought. Yeah.
And I'm like, she killed him. And then I heard her story and I went, I'm 100% wrong. I'm
Mm.
100% wrong. I still had the feeling that she should go to jail, even though intellectually I knew I was 100% wrong. And I thought, this is an archetype of the United States right now, right? Like, I know she was right. And it didn't matter that she was a meth addict. It shouldn't matter. She actually was a lovely human being, right? She was lovely. And she's smart. And I don't know what white trash means. So why would I use that term? I mean, I was 100% wrong. And I knew it. And still, internally, every once in a while, I'm like, she should have. And I'm like, wow, I could feel the two sides like battling it out inside my body. Like, it could feel it being bad. And I knew the right answer in this particular case. And yet every once in a while that other side would still rear its ugly head. And I just thought it was really interesting. Like, is that what's one of the things that's missing from our ability to deal with other people? Right? Is sometimes I know
what ability?
Right? I know I'm wrong. I am wrong about this. And yet I'll still fight for it. I don't actually. I'm learning not to, but I could see why other people would do that.
Well, I think that a part of it is, and this always drove me fucking crazy, and I struggle with it too. I still struggle with it for myself as well as the judgment of others. But like, when just using politics, right? When people change their mind, it's like there are politicians that were pro-life or anti-choice who are now, pro-choice. And they'll call them flip-floppers. Remember, that was like such a big term. I think it started with Kerry, when Kerry was running for president. And it was like, oh, he flip-flopped on this and and it's like, but why is that a bad thing? All of a sudden it became a bad thing to change your mind. And it's like, when you attain more information, you absolutely should be changing your mind.
Shouldn't you? Yes.
I mean, and it could actually say, I'm right, and even make you feel more confident in the opinion you had. Or you could be like, oh, maybe I'm looking at this wrong, and make you question it. Or like, but I feel like there was this negative connotation around judgment change, and it like, was that trickle down? It kind of came down to everyone. Well, you said XYZ a month, and it's like, yeah, but I got more information, or maybe I gave it some more thought.
Or maybe I was an asshole back then, just being a dick. And the truth is, I mean, there's a million possibilities. And we have to, and we're not good at accepting those as a entity, like, as a United States, for sure.
100%. And it's like, and how do those, because we are human, it's like, how many of those opinions or infiltration of what we think of like white trash or gangsters or that actually fuck people's lives up?